Hi there, and thank you for joining us and stay with us here on Prime Morning. It's time for us to get into News Flash. It's proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phones, Papa Pat you. This morning, we're entreating you to go to Franco Trading Enterprise and buy your gadgets from them. We're looking at your phones, your televisions. We're looking at your refrigerators, air conditionings. I mean, any gadgets that you want to buy, it has to be Franco Trading Enterprise because we can guarantee you quality and customer service is top notch. And you can call us and make some inquiries by calling the numbers on your screens this morning. Please do not pick any number on social media. Call the numbers that you see on your screens and talk to us. Our branches, our staff are ready to serve you the very best way they can. So please do call us. If you need CCTV cameras to be able to monitor your homes, your offices, anywhere that you want to monitor when you're not around, Franco Trading Enterprise says that come and get CCTV cameras from us, and you can do so anytime, anywhere. And it's pretty simple. All you have to do is to just download the app, put it on your phone, and you're good to go. It's just very simple. And those of you out there who want to still engage with us, we're available on Google Play Store. Download the app, it's Franco Trading app. And you can also go to our website, www.francotrading.com, and you can also reach us anytime, any day. Franco Trading Enterprise says still phones, Papa Pathy. And this morning, we're taking a look at the newspapers as always, and also delving into our major issues. Don't forget that we've got the issue of revocation of licenses that were issued as at December 7th. The Minister, Honorable Abua, has revoked those licenses, and the implications thereof, we're going to be looking at that here on the show. Is it the way to go? Are we getting closer and closer to solving the issue of galamsey? Now, for those of you out there who have followed this, very well, you understand that the Minister came out and said over 44 of our forest reserves have been taken over by illegal miners. Now, in the 44, we had about 9 of them which have been completely taken from us. It means that there was no way we're going to reclaim them. But the good news is this. The Minister has mentioned that 7 of them, we have totally reclaimed them back. And so we're hoping that the others will be able to do so as well. But we'll look at that. Are we getting better and better in solving the issue of galamsey, or we're still where we are? Now, that conversation is coming up. You can share your thought with us. We're streaming live on Facebook, and you can also send us a message on WhatsApp and let us know what you think. And if it's commendable, let us know. If it's not, let us know as well. But of course, we go to the front pages of the newspapers and check out what they are reporting and all. But in the meantime, let me try and introduce one of the guests that is already in the studio with me. And Mr. Kwame Griffiths is here with me this morning. As always, good morning. You're always the first comer.
Yes.
I hope you're in good spirit this morning.
Very much so.
Thanks for the time. We're grateful.
You're welcome.
Great. And we're also expecting lawyer Kwame Jantuah to join us, and also Honorable Charles Asante. We're hoping that he also joins us this morning as well. And so, you can also join us, like I said, and share your thought with us. Let us know what you think about the topics that we are treating this morning. Now, let's get into the front page of the newspapers and check out what have been reported so far. This one says that on the front page of Daily Graphic, it says government revokes small-scale mining licenses. And it's the big story on the front page of the Daily Graphic, and it's what we're going to be looking at today here on the show. It says action affects permits issued after December 7. Now, the Association of Small-Scale Miners have also come out to release a statement, and they are not happy about that situation. But the other hand is also the fact that some concerned citizens have also spoken about it, and they are actually excited about this. So obviously you're going to find some people very excited and this not, but they all got their reasons why they're saying so. We're going to delve into all of that and even more. So that's the front page of the Daily Graphic this morning. Labour Ministry YEA launch work abroad program, and the Transport Ministry inaugurates committee to review Okada operations, and NPA boss vows to flash out illegal fuel traders. That's also on the front page of Daily Graphic this morning. And when you grab a copy, you can check them out. Golden Star Wasa Limited hands over a project to 9 communities, and Medina District Court remands suspect in Ahmed Swale's murder. That's also captured at the back page of the Daily graphic this morning. Let's get to the front page of the Ghanaian Times, and it says the war on galamsey intensifies. 60 excavators seized. Small-scale mining licenses issued after December 7, 2024, revoked by the minister, and that's on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Now, minister outlines measures to improve water supply. That's also on page 13 of the Ghanaian Times. Let court determine allegations against the SML. Professor Bwedi says so. And NPA boss vows to flash out illegal fuel traders. And that's also the front page of the Ghanaian Times. The back page says ECG pilots 200 new smart meters at Swami. And Jumura program targets 1,000 youth. That's also captured at the back page of the Ghanaian Times this morning. You can also read about it as well once you get a copy of it. Now, let's go to the New Republic. The New Republic says that Ghana-Sierra Leone strengthens bilateral ties, and Ghana airport employees call for removal of MD. And Ghana's judicial system under fire as Anas Aremiyao announced to transfer in U.S. And you know about that story yesterday. We spoke about it. A lot of conversations have come out of it. $18 million has been given to Anas, ruled in favor of Anas Aremiyao Anas. Well, on the big story, we have Frema Hot over Tiwa's Chop. That's also captured on the front page of the New Republic. And that's pretty much will be the New Republic this morning. Let me go to the Chronicle. And the Chronicle is reporting on a few issues. On the front page, it says, all post-December 7 small-scale licenses revoked. And it's got the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources captured over there. And also the Environment Minister is also captured there as well, Murtala Mohammed. And away from that, Ahmed Swale's killing, why Owusu Kranting has been charged. That's also on the front page of the Chronicle. NPP has made Ghanaians poorer, Eric Opoku says so. And Ahanta Himankrong chief pleads with government for health facilities. That's also captured on the front page of the Chronicle. At the back page, let's see if we can get some sporting activities, obviously. Zimbabwe turned to old guard in Benin clash. And attacking football expected in Gambia versus Kenya qualifier. And away from that, Otuado calls for unity as Ghana aim to dispatch Chad. Now, speaking of that related issue that we are actually learning is the fact that the president has visited the Black Stars pending their game tomorrow. And he says that the Black Stars have not been forgotten yet. Ghanaians have not forgotten the Black Stars yet. So that's also something that probably should put a smile on your face if you're a sports fan and you're thinking that the Black Stars has collapsed or, you know, they don't have the goodwill that they used to have anymore and all of that. Well, the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces and the President of the nation says that we have not forgotten about them yet. So maybe you should also think about your decision in terms of how you look at the Black Stars and where you stand right now. I don't know about let's not say Kwame, if he's a sports fan and he likes the Black Stars or he dislikes them.
Well, I really like the Black Stars. I'm not really a sports person, but I mean, the only time I watch football is when the Black Stars are playing.
Indeed.
As a matter of fact, the funny thing is in 2006 thereabout, you know, I had deployed to Iraq.
Okay.
And anytime, and Black Stars was playing at the World Cup, and anytime they would be, you know, there would be a match between the Black Stars and any team. I would be the only person sitting at the mess hall with a huge screen, and I'll be watching. You gave me time off, you know.
One-man supporter.
I'm a one-man supporter. So, I mean, I'm a big fan of the Black Stars. And we wish them well. I'm sure they would. Sometimes it has to do with, you know, the kind of motivation that they get. You know, as a soldier, I can assure you that you can have a group that has an energy level this low, and you will have the right before. And one of the things also is that before they put a rifle in your hands and send you to the ground, sometimes they let you watch certain documentaries and what have you, and it's all towards psyching you up, putting you at a certain level, you know, of motivation before you go to the field. So I think that I heard the Minister for Sports and some of the comments he has passed, you know, making it more or less a national mission and what have you. Those are things that would ginger the people. People underrate that thing, you know, but it would make them put out their best, you know.
We're looking forward to a win. I mean, we don't have a choice.
Yes.
We don't have a choice where we are right now. If you miss the African Cup of Nations, you definitely will not want to miss the World Cup.
Exactly.
And so, as at this point, we don't have a choice. But it still, you know, depends on the players and whether they are ready to make that happen or not. You know, but according to the sports minister, like you said, we've given them everything they need, all the things they've complained about. In fact, it's not even about money, according to his words. It's about a good pitch. It's about the goodwill that will give them, and from the look of things, he believes we've given them everything they need. So it's up to them now to decide they want to win for us or not. So we hope that it gets better with regards to that match tomorrow. And yes, we're going to be moving on to the issues that we have now. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has revoked all mining licenses issued after December 7, 2024 as part of efforts to combat illegal mining, commonly known as galamsey. Now, the decision is aimed at tackling the widespread environmental degradation of forest reserves and water bodies caused by illegal mining activities. Speaking at a press briefing on the ministry's policies and programs, the sector minister Emmanuel Amakufibua also disclosed that 7 out of the 9 forest reserves affected by illegal mining have been successfully reclaimed. And it says, based on the advice and recommendations of key committees jointly with the minister, supported by the EPA, the Minerals Commission, the Forestry Commission, and the Water Resources Commission, we are taking the following steps. We are going full steam ahead to revoke all licenses based on the findings. All small-scale licenses that were issued from December 7 are hereby revoked. Whether you have EPA licenses or not, the finding is very clear. Those licenses issued from December 7 were rushed, due processes were not followed, and the right procedures were ignored. However, affected parties will have the opportunity to appeal to ensure the right processes are followed. That's according to him. Now, the Association of Small-Scale Miners is not excited about this. Let me welcome lawyer Kwame Jantuah. He's also joined us this morning. Lawyer, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm well.
Thanks for the time. I'm grateful.
2 things that have been
disturbing your mind.
Good morning, Kwame.
Good morning.
Number 1, good morning to our viewers too. Number 1, a Greater Accra Regional Minister,
Madam Oklu.
Yeah, she gave us 100 days to stabilize. What day are we now?
I think the last time I checked, was it this week? On Joy FM, they were having the same conversation you were about to have, and I think she's got about 10 days or so.
10 days.
Yes.
Have we seen a
According
sign?
to
Have we seen a sign?
Well, a day is enough to change a lot of things, or
because if she isn't sticking to what she said she would do, she's giving the president problems.
That's very true. But she has maybe let's just say she has 8 days or 7 days more.
She can light up the whole Accra in 8 days.
Bravo, it's possible.
Number 2, the energy minister.
Yeah, Abu Jinapur.
Yes, indicated that ECG has 3,000 containers in the port. The demurrage is in billions of cedis. Who was the board chair of ECG at the time? Who was it?
The board chair.
Yes.
Unless I find out.
Wasn't it Afenyo Marking?
Did he serve directly on the board?
Yes, he was a board chair. Wasn't it Afenyo Marking?
I can check.
Let's check.
Yeah.
And
because I remember,
and even if it was ordered before he came,
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
It's called perpetual secession. He's taking over from another board chair. You cannot say because the goods came in after you know nothing about it. What did he do about it? And I'm looking to see what would happen. Whether the political class, and I'm not talking only NDC, I'm talking the political class, both MPP and DC, would not question him. Because if I were board chair and that happened, Will I not be the first person they'll question?
Yeah.
So why is it silent? Actually, my dream. If we are talking about responsibility, if we're talking accountability, if you're talking financial loss, why hasn't the then board chair and the board members, why haven't they been questioned? If you look at the magnitude of the amounts of money we have to pay, and 3,000 containers of, I think it's transformers.
Yeah, transformers, yeah.
Which some might even be expired by the time we are able to...
Because the period where they were in and now, I'm sure by now some of them are beginning to get issues.
President Mahama, put your foot down.
Well,
this is a challenge.
For your information, ECG had 3 board chairmen in 2024. Kelly Gatzepu
Yes.
resigned in March of 2024.
Yes.
Herbert Krapper took over, and then Afenyo Market took over in July of 2024.
But we rightly also mentioned that even if he took over, exactly, it is
so
still
all 3 board chairs,
3 of them.
Questioned. Ghana cannot afford to lose this kind of
But isn't
money.
it so funny that one agency would have 3 board chairmen?
And I remember the issue of Krapper very well, you know, how he resigned and all that.
That should be questioned if we want to do things right. It's the first point of call. I rest my case.
Anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there.
When? After I'm dead and gone, and you are my age. When you get to my age, right now I'm 30 years older than you. When you get to my age, and I'm dead and gone.
Oh, we'll get better. We'll get better. She has more. She has about 7 days or so, 6 days maybe.
Will she be able to light up the whole of Accra? Have you seen any snippets of street lighting being...
I think her attention has been on cleaning Accra. I think that's one of the major things.
But she made a categorical statement to the people of Accra that we can rely on. And this is a minister we did not interview.
We did not vet, you mean?
The controversial...
Whatever the case is.
The controversial...
No, I don't want to push. I want to sit here.
Vetting. The controversial vetting. Anyway, you can also share your thought with us this morning. Send your messages. Let us know what you think about the conversation we're having this morning. The Franco Trading Enterprise, we're grateful this morning for giving us the chance to do this. You can also check them out. Website is there for you to see all the details you want to see, all the branches, all the numbers you can call. Once you go to the website, you'll be able to get all those details and buy from us. We've got phones for you. We've got televisions for you. We've got air conditionings. We've got CCTV cameras also for you as well. And all of these, they are very affordable. Now, we're giving you a 40% discount on every accessory that you buy from us. So, indeed, that's a good one. As we celebrate Ghana Month, we're doing well. So please do make your way to our place, you know, our branches, and trust me, you would. It's what it is. I mean, the reality is what you see when you get there. All right, so make it happen. Thank you so much, Franco Trading Enterprise, this morning. Now we're moving on, but before we get into the issues, let me also welcome Honorable has joined us. Honorable Charles Oredo has joined us this morning. He's a former Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister, First Minister, and also the MP for Abri, joining us this morning as well. Honorable, good morning, and I hope you're good. You look good.
Yeah, I look good, but I'm not happy.
The reason being?
Oh, last night we had, reports of...
The BOG issue.
BOG, another Rambo-style invasion of the former governor of the Bank of Ghana's residence. And then, we were terrified, and I'm hoping that the powers that be will clarify the situation today, and then our minds and hearts will be at ease.
You think it's becoming one too many?
Oh, becoming one too many. And it's good that the last time we all condemned, these kind of acts, because we live in a democracy. So last night, when we were after Parliament, I was, we were just going to drive our cars, and then 2 colleagues, of mine, NDC MPs, and then they were even concerned.
Oh.
Yeah, they were concerned. And then they are like, I'm like, if you are concerned, then speak out. Don't allow this to happen. Speak out. So once even the NDCs have have shown consent, but I want them to be men, come out and then condemn, and then condemn this act. And I urge civil society, the religious groups, all well-meaning, Ghanaians, to speak up against what is happening. It's so barbaric. It's crude.
Okay.
Let me add, it's also disgusting for soldiers to go on a rampage in Boko. It's absolutely wrong.
The Interior Minister says he's going to take that.
Absolutely wrong. The powers that be in the police, the army, should call their people to book. Because one of your people, I don't know whether he was killed or what happened.
We've seen this situation
You
before.
go on the rampage. Yeah. What's that? Are we not in a democracy? Are we not?
Before. And I think sometime in Tamale, another incident like that happened.
A military who should show the discipline.
Upper East, something like that happened.
They should show the discipline. They should show the way. They are beating civilians.
For what?
For what?
For what?
No, it's not right. It's not right. Nobody deserves being raided or being rampaged and beaten. Nobody deserves it. It has to stop. President Mahama, put your foot down. It has to stop. Because the buck will stop with them. Nobody should come and tell me that, oh, the president is too busy, as they did in the last government. Oh, he's too busy to be worried with these things. He can't be too busy. He's a president for Ghana before he's a president for outside. We need him here, so he should put his foot down.
And he's commander-in-chief of the Ghana
It's
Armed
wrong.
Forces.
We should stop this thing. So what's the use of our democracy?
When you see soldiers, as part of this raid, then, it sends shivers down our spines.
Because we've never fought a war before, the soldiers, they want something to do.
Oh, no, we don't want to get there. That's the thing. We're not sure that's where we are right now. Anyway, now, Kwame, you want to say anything?
Well,
there's nothing to say.
There isn't much to say apart from...
Condemn it.
Then let's move on to the issue of the license, maybe.
Apart from the fact that, we all do not know what actually necessitated, the action that they took. As for Boko, I'm not going to defend Boko, the incident in Boko. But in this case, I think that let's see what they come out with, Because I told you, I said here the last time that, first of all, it is not illegal. It's not against the law. It's not offending any law to have a joint police and military operation. And I quoted the laws that support that, fact. So the fact that there was police involvement means that, it's not illegal. And based on intelligence that they could receive, they could have acted in such a manner. Because the law also says that if going through the process of taking a warrant would compromise, the evidence that you have, you can go in. And I cited an example of the Interior Minister of Germany, a situation with the Interior Minister of Germany where his fingerprints were found on crime scenes and he was treated the same way even though he was a Minister of State. They thought that he was such a high-ranking official that the process of going through acquiring a warrant would have hindered him in a way. So I think we should wait for what information will come out. And then, based on that, we can begin to pass judgment.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody seated here, in the event, I'm not saying that is the case, that, there was probably credible evidence that, something was hidden there. So we would all be happy if they had found it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that. Let's allow them.
Your friend is repeating what he said last week here.
No, because that is actually a fact, and that's the position of the law. I mean, there can't be a joint military, and I quoted the relevant laws that support that. So I believe that until the information comes
Mr. Jakpa is now the raid leader. Yes, Mr. Jakpa.
Was he there?
Yeah, Jakpa was there. And this time, they took away the CCTV.
And some vehicles.
Yes. Who was the raid leader in 2017 when they went
the
to...
same person.
No, I'm asking you. Please, can you ask him for me?
He demanded for them some...
My brother, can you ask him who was the raid leader in 2017 when they went to Kofi Adam's house? No, I just I just want to know who the race.
You've been given the mandate to govern.
And then Sasu,
you've been given the mandate to govern. Don't go back to 2017. You had an overwhelming victory in this in the last election. So don't go back to 2017.
You see,
you're resetting the country.
Listen,
so please, let's do the right thing. And if it's wrong, let's say it's wrong.
Okay, so
this goes to the Commander-in-Chief, Mr. President. Please, probably you're not aware. This is what is happening under your country, under your watch, as the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Please, please.
I wish you would say things like this when it was happening under your Commander-in-Chief.
No, but the idea is that we say we want to do better than they.
Yes. Exactly. So that's why I'm saying that. That's why I'm saying that. When it happened in 2017, 2020, 20, what have you, I didn't
because
complain.
You say you reset
because the country, I understand.
Do you want to do the same thing?
No. See, that's the point I'm making. That when it happened those days, I didn't complain. You know why I didn't complain? Because
you knew you were going to do the same thing.
I didn't know that was not the case. The point is that if anybody, there's some credible intelligence that somebody is probably keeping something over of the nation. I mean, we all want to get to the bottom of it. You understand? Just like
but he's questioning the way
the Rambo style. That's what we are talking about.
Which way are we talking about? If you are going into a place, you have to go. But what if there's the people there have?
Let me ask you.
Yes.
So these people who are funding galamsey, do we know them?
We should.
Are we doing Rambo style in their houses?
No, we haven't heard of any.
Why?
Well,
we know those who are financing galamsey. Yeah. Why are we quiet? That's where the Rambo style should come from. Because whatever the case, they are trying to kill us.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
They are trying to kill us.
They've killed
some children are born deformed, and we are sitting doing nothing about it. That is where the Rambo style should go.
I think it's not fair to say we are not doing anything about it. We had a situation where just about a month ago, we had 9 forest reserves that was a no-go area.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the financiers. The financiers.
Oh.
Somebody is financing those excavators.
So the attention should go to that place instead of we looking at what's happening on the ground. Once you stop from there,
exactly.
I disagree with that analysis, and I'll tell you why. I think if we have recovered 7 out of 9, we have seized how many excavators? 60 of them?
Yeah.
Belonging to probably these people who are financing the... I mean, it's been effective.
Lawyers talking about the routes, seizing them, but are you not making the people know, those who are doing it know that we can come at you at any point in time, just like we're doing with...
Do you know how much we spent in buying excavators? 2.2 billion. Excavators alone. And we are sitting. The ports where the things is coming from, have we gone there to find out why excavators are coming in?
What job are they coming to do?
What job they are coming to do? The processes and protocols that were put in before haven't been followed. Excavators keep going to the forest areas. The fact that you have been able to retrieve 7 or 9 is good. But there are people who are financing galamsey, who we have to tackle. Have we tackled it? The former government, did they tackle it? And I'm hoping that, I want to give President Mahama some...
You still want to give him some more time?
Because how many months has he been in power? How many months?
Oh, a little over 2 months.
2 months.
We're heading
2 months.
3 months.
Let's see 6 months, 8 months. Let's see what is happening. Because it is wrong. Those who are bringing the excavators, who are financing, no, it can't be possible.
Let me come in here again. The 2.2 billion we are talking about is not 2025. People should remember that President Mahama has been in office for how many months? 2? 2 months. 2 months.
Yeah, he rightly said that he's giving him
and
grace.
Within 2 months, Ghana Water is saying that turbidity is going down. In fact, it's lower than 10,000 now. It used to be 14,000. In 20.
Kwame, don't go down.
No, it's very important. Why wouldn't we do that? Why would I'm giving you results. I'm giving you results. 9 that we're taking over, we have taken over 7. The process is going on to recover the 2. I mean, we've revoked license that were rushed.
Yeah.
You know, these are, and then we are looking at the entire licensing regime to include training and all that.
It's good.
Perhaps
we are not saying it isn't good.
Perhaps it is important to also look at the importation of excavators as part of.
Is it perhaps? It should be the crux.
Well, I can't say because I'm not seated at the table.
What are they using to dig? What are they using to dig? Are they using hoe and cutlass?
Oh, the excavators they are using. But you see, so perhaps those things should be looked at. That is the reason why
Kwame, it is
your topic of
it is not
revocation of these licenses.
That's what we are on
and then
right
going
now.
through what needs to be done properly because those licenses can be issued are all very necessary. You see, so I think that we should allow the government to within 60 days. We have taken stability from over 14,000 to 9,000. We've done something right. It shows that the activities are much less than they used to be. But we need to get to a situation where, you know, the activities are halted as a nation. Completely.
Okay. So,
that's where we need to get to. And I think that within 60 days, where we have gotten to, it's something it's not bad at all. You know, previously, excavators were seized from the galamseyers, and then party what do you call it? Executives took it back to the forest, and that is what created the problem. Escalated the galamsey problem in this country because those people were so powerful that nobody could touch them. Stability was 1,800. It went to 3,400. It went to 7,000 in 2023. In 2024, it was 14,000. Akufo-Addo against Akufo-Addo. So I beg you, I think we should look at what progress has been made, and let us, you know, commend the leadership, the minister and the president for, you know, the work that they are doing so far. At this pace, perhaps at the end of the year, we will get very close to where we want to be. Our water bodies would be much cleaner. You know, there's no doubt that if we have knocked off 5,000, you know, NTUs of our stability within this short period, then it's something that is commendable.
So, are you trying to tell me? Are you trying to tell me that those who have financed Galamsey to the type of destruction we are seeing, because we are doing well, we should let them go?
No. I'm not saying we should let them go.
So don't.
These actions are not something. I mean, there are also actions that will correct the galamsey, and it's also aimed at them. The 60 excavators we have seized. Who is responsible for those excavators?
How did they get
into? That's the point I'm making. You see, that's the point I'm making. That the 60 that we have seized.
It's more than 60.
Are we saying that people are using Mercedes-Benz to steal? Let me come in. You know, let me look at it from this angle. You know, they are important excavators. Are we saying that because people are using Mercedes? Some thieves are using Mercedes-Benz to go and rob other people's house, so we should ban.
Yeah, but that's what lawyer mentioned, that we need to know what they are coming in to do.
Exactly.
But that you can find.
So it becomes necessary that our laws have to be strengthened to ensure that perhaps you need some special, you know, permission to even import excavators based on whatever you are going to
do with
it. Because there's an import. Before you import, you need to go for an import declaration form, and that import declaration form perhaps need to be amended or what have you to indicate that okay, it is targeted towards A, B, C, D, and then perhaps we should also include that a license or what have you that gives you government's permission to engage in such an activity should also be should be. You know, so some...
Okay.
All these things...
I'll come to you.
There are two committees that are looking at all these things. All these wonderful ideas, you know, can be passed on to them to ensure that, you know, things...
We take a look at
whatever comes out.
Okay, Honorable Charles, let me come to you. The revocation, I'm sure you would have, the NPP would have issues with this. I mean, this is some of the things that you've spoken about. But with regards to Galamsey, do you think that it's a good thing for us to revoke these licenses that were issued in December 7?
I don't think that this is a matter of the NPP. The reason why I say this is that I come from a gold mining town, a gold mining area. Abrim, my constituency. You know, Newmont, one of the, biggest gold mining companies, operates in Abrim, the Achim mine. It's located within my constituency. So I know the effects of galamsey. Small-scale mining. There's nothing wrong about small-scale mining because this is something that started way before we were born. During the 5th, 6th century. Our great-great-great-grandfathers, were into this small-scale mining. So it's something that we all encourage. Once you go through the processes, you have your concession, you get the environmental protection guys to check it up, water services water commission and all that. Then the Minister of Mines gives you the certificate, to go and mine. This kind of, mining has been the source of livelihood of a lot of people in our communities. If you come to Abrim, a lot of people depend on small-scale mining. People are employed, working, and even the local economy booms when these guys go out there. There are people who sell food, water, drinks, and all that. So it's something that we all, encourage. We've even got into a situation where small-scale miners even start contributing to the economy, to the communities by sometimes putting out or constructing a borehole for the community that they're operating in and whatnot. The issue we are talking about is the illegal mining. And that's different from small-scale mining. Because in some jurisdictions, for the last 4 years, I lived in South Africa. I was Ghana's High Commissioner in South Africa and then 4 other countries. And in South Africa, even the government supports the small-scale miners with funds because they know the role these miners play in the ecosystem.
The development of the country.
Yeah, but then if you say, that for all small-scale mining companies that were issued with certificates from the 7th and beyond, you are revocating, then what are you talking about? That means you are going back to this same letter that was issued by the Chief of Staff, revocating all people, all Ghanaians who were recruited on the 7th and then beyond. That's not what we are.
Isn't this a special case? The issue of galamsey, like you read.
No, there's a clear difference between small-scale mining and galamsey. Galamsey can be you.
But some small-scale miners have taken the opportunity.
Some large-scale mining companies are also involved in galamsey. Some large-scale mining companies are also involved in galamsey. So it's not a matter of small-scale mining. We have genuine small-scale mining companies. They've gone through all the processes. And then, like I keep on saying...
You mentioned that the process was due processes. They didn't follow the due processes. And it's giving them opportunity to come back again and reapply.
Yesterday, I did hear the executives of the Small-Scale Mining Association of Ghana. Yeah. And they condemned the revocation as announced by the minister.
There are some concerned citizens who are also happy about it.
Well, I'm saying that you don't have
and they deal with the ecosystem.
No, you don't have to generalize it. They are not the only people. I also live in a mining town. I live in a mining community. You don't have to generalize. You don't say that those who were issued receipts from the 7th, you are revoking. No, that's not how it's done. Go through the process. It cannot be that all the certificates that were issued after 7th were wrong.
But you think the minister didn't go through them before issuing this statement?
Because
I'm sure before they even come out to say this, they've already gone through and see that.
Let me tell you.
Some processes were.
Let me tell you. Now, if you go to all the mining areas in Ghana, NDC apparatchiks have taken over. I'm saying NDC apparatchiks, they've taken over all
issued the licenses. So
the plan, the strategy is like they did with the civil servant and then the public servant. Okay, now let's sack all of them. Let's get them off and then recruit our own people. That's what is going to happen. So from today, the minister is going to issue certificates to all NDC affiliated companies. That's what they are going to do. That is what they are going to do, and that's wrong.
The bold effort of the president in terms of what is happening right now with the airline 2462 will not be able to change anything.
No.
Is it not that a bold step
No.
that the minister is taking?
It's not about that. I'm saying that to be able to go through the structure or the system, you have to have these organizations such as the Forestry Commission and all that. They'll come, they'll inspect your site, and so before you are even issued it takes over a year. Sometimes over 2 years.
So, Honorable, these were his words. These were his words.
I was in Parliament.
It says, based on the advice and recommendations of key committees, and it jointly mentions the EPA, just like you were mentioning, the Minerals Commission, the Forestry Commission.
All these agencies are headed by political appointees.
So it will influence the decision of it?
So the strategy is that, okay, let's meet. Now we are in power. Our people are there. We have to give them the concessions. Okay, so you know what? Okay, so from 7...
Let's revoke these
licenses. So in tandem with what the chief of staff said, let's now revoke all licenses that were issued from the 7th, and then we reissue them to our people. That's what they are going to do. And this will not stop the fight against galamsey. That's what I'm telling you. So for me, there's a distinction between small-scale mining and galamsey.
Absolutely.
We have genuine small-scale mining companies who are contributing to the communities, who are contributing to the societies. They are doing their jobs. And we should know that their contribution to the overall gold architecture in Ghana is about 40%. The small-scale mining companies. When it comes to diamond, it's about 100%. They are involved in the mining and then the production of gold and diamonds in Ghana. So it's not something that you just say, oh, let's revoke it, everybody should go home, whatever certificate that were issued, it's null and void. No, we don't do that. So my brother, please, there are genuine concerns. Ghanaians, we are all complaining about galamsey. We are all complaining about the destruction of the environment. I live in such a community, and I know the destruction that is taking place. But I'm also telling you that not all small-scale miners are involved in galamsey. So if you want to uproot this canker, you don't go around saying that all because you won elections from the 7th, all certificates that were issued after you winning elections are null and void. That's wrong. Okay. That's not the way to go.
Let me go to... I'll come to you.
Quick
I'll come to you. Let me go to you. You know, lawyer has been sitting there and watching you talk. Let me go to you. Lawyer.
KMJ, NDC MPP, ya bremo. Ya bremo. We should have consensus around this table. You are sick and tired. Are you the only people in Ghana? Is Ghana for you? That you come into power, oh, we are looking after our own. Oh, come to power, you look after... What is that?
The lawyer, is that what is happening?
What kind of governance are we portraying in this country? That we can't have consensus on galamsey, which is destroying everybody. Is that what we're saying? It's wrong. It is wrong. It's a lazy man's way of finding employment for people. A lazy man's way of finding employment for people. Both NDC, both MPP, both CPP, both whoever are looking for employment. Let's sit down and strategize. I believe where small-scale mining is concerned, putting galamsey, and you're right, a lot of the small-scale miners are doing galamsey on water bodies. They are.
That's what the issue is.
Yes, that's what the issue is. And the Constitutional Review Committee who are looking at the Constitution, please listen to this and look at this. No president, 6 months to his end, should be given the chance to do what President Akufo-Addo did. How many small-scale licenses did he give out? How many was that? In his hundreds. For what reason? For what reason? For what reason? Are we not all trying to build Ghana? So there can't be any consensus. I believe 6 months to election, the president should sit with all political flag bearers and give them a state of the nation so that they understand. Especially when you're leaving, you finished your second term. Tell them what the state of the nation is.
Is that not what the transition does? The transition period? Is that not what it does? Or it's not executing the way you want it?
Does the president speak to them? Look, we have clothed the president as a god. That's is what we do in this country. He's a God. He can do no wrong, whatever the case is. But the president is there to serve us. The president is responsible to us. The president answers to us. Do you think we are practicing real democracy in this country with this kind of thing? Are we practicing real democracy in this country? That what? Because they've revoked licenses, we are crying. The people they've even given the licenses to, do they have the wherewithal to go and mine? Or are they now going to get the equipment? How were they chosen? You think that is not important? How were they chosen? Who are they? What are their backgrounds? Have they been involved in galamsey before? All this needs to be looked at. I believe, if for nothing at all, galamsey, the people won't stop. Honorable is saying in his area, they do it. They won't stop. So we should do what we are doing in agriculture. Cooperatives. Cooperatives. Groups, you can handle them better. Because people are going to stop. The entire country is covered in gold. Topsoil gold, downside gold, deep mine gold. It is there. That is what God gave this country called Ghana. Why can't we structure it?
Gold Coast.
Why can't we structure it? South Africa. You've been in South Africa.
Yeah, I lived in South Africa.
Is that what they are doing?
No.
Is that what they are doing?
No.
Love for country. Love for country. Patriotism. That is where it should start from. But if we cannot create employment, and for me, I think the private sector has a huge role to play. That's why I asked the question. The day the IFC head came to Parliament and met the leader of the House and told them they have $600 million investing in the textile industry. Who were sitting around the table? What was the parliamentary? Where were the business people? Where was AGI? We have 3 ginneries in Ghana. 3 is idle. In the Bono area, 3 is idle. The textile industry today, look at our textile, it's collapsing. Where were the business people? When Trump is traveling, who does he go with?
Business.
When Starmer is traveling, who does he go with?
Alone is everywhere.
The German president who came here, when she came, who did she come with? What is it? Is it that because there's some personal interest in there, so we better leave it with us and take the private sector out? It's the private sector who create the jobs.
But the government promised the private sector involvement in many of the things that they intend to do. They've not achieved. You've not seen that so far.
How can an IFC top gun come to Parliament? There are no business people around the table.
That I agree. I mean,
when President Mahama was traveling the last time to Burkina Faso, did you go with business people?
No.
President, and when you're going with business people, don't go with business people of your party. Go with business people who can go out. Because we need, with the, what do you call it, the trade that we've got, what is it called? I've forgotten the name.
The trade.
Continental Free Trade Area.
When the president is moving to do business, he should go with the business people so that we can institute this Continental Free Trade Area.
Yeah, especially with what Burkina is also doing right now. I think a business person would have been better.
Especially what America is doing right now, in terms of protecting their own, in terms of cutting whatever aid they are giving us. We need to look in. And so when the president is traveling, you should go with business people. And not business people from NDC, business people from Ghana. Choose them. You know, you go one time with a certain group, the next time go with a certain group, especially within Africa. Especially within Africa. 1.4 billion people. What foreign exchange do we need? What aid do we need to get?
You strengthen your own currency.
Exactly. That would make Africa a powerhouse. Because we have nearly 65% of the world's natural resources. The Congo Basin can light up the whole of Africa if we plan well. Why aren't we? Why aren't we? It hurts my heart. Look, I'm on the committee that is looking at the VRA spillage. Yesterday we went to Mepe. It is sad. It is sad People are still living in tents.
Yeah.
2 years down the line. And when I interviewed some of those people yesterday, you know what they told me? They say when it rains in the tents, they see snakes, scorpions, lizards in the tents. And the tents aren't even elevated on a platform. They are on the bare ground. They've installed them on the bare ground. There are no lights in the tents. They use torchlights. Come on, who would want to live that way? Who?
And imagine if they all decide they're moving to Accra, what happens?
They have VRA built some buildings for them. Eh? There are families. But when you look at the buildings, you won't live there. The heat in the rooms. There are people like us. There was one lady sitting down, and you could see her mind was focused on all sorts of things going through. So I went to sit with her. She was absolutely confused because she said, where I was before, I was trading. I was doing some good business. Right now, I sat here for 2 years, nothing. Nothing. And when you see the water level mark on the buildings, it was terrible. It was terrible. And 2 years down the line, people are still going through the impact of the VRS.
And Galamsey is also doing.
And Galamsey is also doing his bit.
Crazy. I'm going to be getting some messages, but let me take you quick.
Good. I wanted to indicate that what my brother said comes straight from the playbook of the MPP. We don't do that. That is not.
And in reference to what exactly?
Let me. He says that.
I've said so many things.
Yeah, that's.
I just want to go.
And we are two here. We all made some comments.
So Honorable made a lot of comments. I don't know which one you want to address.
That's why he said that we need to distinguish between small-scale miners and galamsey. That's very important.
Yes.
And he said that these small-scale mining licenses, people rely on them for their livelihoods.
Yes.
And that we are trying to just create these reforms and take those licenses and give to our own party people.
The NDC.
Exactly.
People.
You see, that's what they did. So that's the reason why he's saying that he thinks that's what we were going to do. Look, do you know that in 2017, under President Akufo-Addo, he said that WHO required limit for turbidity was 5. We were at 560. Based on that, he revoked all licenses. He suspended all small-scale licenses. And then they came up with the MCAS, which was supposed to streamline licenses. And after they finished December 2018, they revoked a lot of licenses. Most of them were issued under, all of them actually issued under the President Mahama regime. So maybe perhaps because they went through that process, he thinks that is what we are trying to do. Meanwhile, what we are doing is very genuine. We will not sit down for any NDC person to take the excavators, any of the 60 excavators and take them back into the forest. We will not do that. We will not allow any NDC people to take over the galamsey and then, because when we are driving out, when the minister reported that 7 forest reserve have been, we've taken over 7 forest reserve. It doesn't matter who is there, whether it's NDC or MPP. We drive them out. And that is what we are doing. So I think that we should rather support. That's why my brother said we should be able to have consensus on issues that are so much affecting, the country. And then allow the government the space to do what it's doing. So far, within 60 days, what we have achieved is remarkable. We should look to the end of the year and see what results that we are going to come up with in this country. So please, this is not the first time licenses have been revoked in this country. When it was politicized those days, it was a different story altogether. We are not going to do that. In 2017, that's why I keep saying that. All of them, not just the ones that were issued after December 7th, 2016.
Going back.
All of them were suspended.
Kwame, what has happened in the past you can't change.
Yes.
Oh, no, I understand that. But we need to be guided by those things. We need to be guided by those
things. What has happened in
things.
the past?
It is important to make that point.
What has happened in the past?
If they have done those in the past, they shouldn't think that we are going to do the same thing. No. Our intentions to make sure that we deal with galamsey, those intentions are genuine, and so far we have achieved results, and the government should be commended for what we have.
Nobody is saying
you took stability from 560 and sent it to 14,000. Now we've brought it to 9,000. It's coming down. It's coming down. So let us.
Can I get some messages?
Just a minute. Nobody has said.
He's my brother.
Nobody has said we shouldn't commend the government, but there are certain things that you need to also look at.
Yes.
Are you trying to say we should shield the financiers?
No, we are not.
So why haven't you heard any of them?
Let me ask this.
Is it because politicians are part and parcel of it?
No. Please. It's a good.
Is it true?
It's a good point you have brought out. You see, it's a good point you have brought out. As I told you, there are two committees that are working on the reforms. This could be put.
We need to see those who are financing galamsey.
We all need to do that. And the 60 excavators that we have seized, the 60 excavators we have seized belong to those people.
We need more. Seize more.
Yeah, we are working on it. You see, if it was them, they would say one excavator, one day. Within 60 days, we have seized.
If it was them, this kind of banter in politics doesn't. It is affecting.
They would say one excavator.
Let me do some messages. We'll come back and continue. This one says, good morning, KMJ. It's strange the NDC approach to fight galamsey. The funniest is the recently Blue Water Guard they outdoored. So our military men couldn't fight galamsey. Our military men couldn't fight galamsey, but these party boys and girls can rather stop galamsey. Let's get serious. The lands minister decided to hold a forum to fight galamsey at Kempinski Hotel. How many galamsey sites are in Greater Accra? Today is no secret that the NDC and its executives have taken over galamsey across the nation because till date, government have not appointed a single MMDCE. Now, the NDC man should save his word because currently most of the NDC executives involved in galamsey don't even have license. Nothing have changed when it comes to galamsey. It's rather getting worse with impunity. KMJ, it will shock you to know that due to the absence of the MMDCs, NDC party executives are even instructing small-scale miners to send their royalties, which are supposed to go to the various assemblies, to NDC party office. That is how bad the situation is on ground. Anyone who fails to comply with their directive lose their concession because nobody's questioning the government why to date government has not been able to appoint MMDCEs after sacking the previous MMDCEs. So there's no leadership at local government level, and party boys are going around ordering people left, right, center. You read that? I'll come back here.
Yes, I would react to that.
Good morning, Mr. Host. The NPP man stayed in SA, as he indicated. In SA, will a government exiting issue licenses to small-scale miners or recruit people in the thousands without financial clearance? Lawyer asked, and he said it's not done like that over there. So I think that was answered. Now, good morning, everyone. Please, this is just by the roadside of Bwadua around Akwatia. And immediately after elections, one man called Alhaji Idrisu, who is a leading member of NDC, is doing. It's very bad. NDC and MPP are wicked people. I think it's a video. I don't know if my team can help me see. Just send your team to come and have a look at it. I'm not sure if we can play that, but team, please try and download and see if we can play it later and see what exactly it is. Master Planner Junior Kintampo says, the rate at which the galamsey is going is so bad. Why is President Mahama not declaring state of emergency as he was calling the then President Nana to declare a state of emergency on galamsey during the 2024 elections campaign? Was it because of votes? Where are those naturals doing demonstrations against President Nana because of galamsey? Is it because they now have appointments? The hypocrisy is in this fight is the main impediment in the fight. President Mahama and those neutrals apologize to former President Nana and the MPP for accusing them so that we all move on. Stop the galamsey now, NDC. As Master Planner sent in that. This one says, good morning, KMJ. It is rather unfortunate that people who attacked the previous government about illegal mining today have gotten an appointment and decided to remain quiet because their mouths are full. I have regretted voting for the NDC. Joy from Bolga. Good morning to Lawyer Jantuah, Kenashibe, and Erastus. Okay. People are regretting already. KMJ, tell the MPP man to stop lying. He's not the only one who lives in the mining community. And also, no large-scale mining company does galamsey. The MPP should keep quiet and let the government work and stop the propaganda. And that's from what inside Asasatre Elembele. Let me go to this one over here. And it says that galamsey, I lived in South Africa for 15 years and the government is chasing galamsey people. Some are even killed. They call them zamazamas. Police are killing them. They mine underground. They don't pollute any water. The police close their mines down. Okay? Looks like we have to be looking at South Africa now. This one over here says that, and that's from Musa Abato in Asawase, Ghanaians should keep faith on President Mahama and the fight against galamsey because he has demonstrated strong commitment by appointing a competent and incorruptible Emmanuel Ama Kofi-Bua as the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. And we are already seeing results in the battle against illegal mining. 8 years, Akufo-Addo couldn't fight it, but just give President Mahama 1 year, he will eradicate galamsey in Ghana because he has shown enough dedication towards fulfilling his promises. Okay, let me go to this one over here. And, okay, I think I've read that. Let me go to Akonsi Gariba, and it says that the NDC and its allies alike, Professor Jampo told the MPP administration to ban all forms of mining in Ghana. What has changed? And these hypocrites are now silent. Hypocrisy and dishonesty are killing Ghanaians. Enough is enough of the so-called independence voices who pretended to be neutral people in Ghana. My regards to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Okay, let me go to Dwaya Nkwanta. Osebunsu is there, and he says, good morning, KMJ. Kind regards to your panel. When are we going to be nationalistic and stop this partisan considerations? The revocation of the licenses for mining issued after December 7 is in order. We should encourage the minister to do more. Are people happy when they pass the Ankobra and Inem, although the blue something is just job for the boys, which will not yield any results? Why is our president not issuing state of emergency on our forest reserves and river bodies where illegal mining is going on? We are watching. Okay, let me go to Dachi, and Dachi is watching from Jumako Assassin, and it says, good morning, KMJ. You were looking traditional this morning. I always feel happy listening to the knowledge and wisdom from my mentor, lawyer Kwame Jantuah. I wish to get his number after the show. He always makes sense in his submissions. Let's help fight galamsey. All right, Dachi, I will see what I can do with regards to that for you, but thanks all the same. Alasa Sisse from Zeno Central says, good morning to everyone. The law enforcement agencies have every right to come into your premises to conduct any search based on intelligence that they might have. All former or current government officials should be prepared to render an account of their stewardship, and political actors should stop telling us that we are in a democracy, so those searches should stop. These are the very people who use their political positions to destroy people's businesses and render individual bondholders and pensioners hard-earned capitals by giving them headcuts through their reckless management, wicked policies. Okay. This one over here, it says that, good morning, KMJ. If arrogance, pride, inability to listen to the masses and uncivilized utterances are some of the factors that sent NPP to opposition, then I think some elements in NDC have not learned any lesson from 2024 general election. Power has taken them to the peak of pride and arrogance. Some of them are in parliament and are still behaving as if they are in opposition, saying all kinds of things on social media and can't contribute meaningfully to parliamentary proceedings. Indeed, babies with sharp teeth have now turned to adults with thorny wings flying around to devour. They are even saying that because it happened in the previous government, there's justification for the new government to do worse. Then why did Ghanaians vote massively for you? Ghanaians are still Ghanaians and will show the arrogant where they belong. Emmanuel sent in that. Let me go to this one. It says, good morning, KD. Please let the MPP man know that the NPP party is not in power again. I can see in the eyes of the MPP man that he is part of the illegal galamsey people. Oh, Oh, come on now. The way he's talking shows that the revocation of all licenses was as painful of his lifestyle of talking. I wish the land minister would wish the land minister all the best. The land minister should even revoke all the licenses for the past 8 years. That can also help. MPP never again. Fight against galamseyers. Daniel from Ho. Daniel, like you bought this morning, easy on the Honorable Charles. Okay. Good morning, KMJ. The MPP man is telling Ghanaians what they were doing in power, but we ordinary citizens believe in JDM. NDC's this galamseyers issue will be a thing of the past. Greetings to my MP for the Dio constituency, Honorable Alfred Nikote Ashi from Samuel Nasi. I'll do a few and then we'll move on. Says, good morning, KMJ. Please, I want to know from the NDC man in your studio. The NDC man in my studio, his name is Kwame Graphics, okay? What extraordinary policy has been introduced or implemented by his government that was not done or implemented by the previous administration? We heard all the noise by the NDC and its hypocritical alliances they made about galamseyers. Whilst in opposition, they should simply get to work. Amino in Sawem. Good morning. I think you all politicians are same. Instead of condemning and calling for stiffer punishment against these soldiers, you guys are there massaging and pampering these. Okay, but you can do so without any attempt to disrespect anybody. Please try and be very decorum when you're sending your messages to us. No insults on this platform. No insult, zero insult. Just make your points, make your case, and do well to put the names of the people who bring you on the show. So when you're passing your comments, you can address them, by their names. I think it should help. Just like we also address you by your names when you send your messages to us. We can all build the nation by doing that, can't we? Great. Now, let's get back to it. I'll probably go through. You made your point before I went for the message,
Yes.
I guess. Okay. So maybe we'll do just a quick one on this and then we'll wrap it all up. I don't know what time my producers are giving me for this, but we may just be ending the segment very soon. Honorable, I'll come to you so that you can also respond to some of the few comments, especially
now
the
we
one
have
that...
2 topics to discuss, don't we?
Yes, I'm looking at the time now, but we'll hopefully...
It's only 7:15.
Get into it. Yeah. We might not get to 8 o'clock today because we're ending the show, the entire show very early today. There's a program. So, but let's see what we can do. If we can do it quick, we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, KMJ, Ghana, standing, the biggest gold mining producing country in the world. No, so in Africa, in the world, I think we are ranked number 6. We are 6th in the world. So, like Lawyer Jantuah rightly said, Ghana is gold. Gold is Ghana. Ghana is Gold Coast. So once people live within these communities where there's gold, you can't stop them, from eating, from the land of their birth. But then what we are concerned about is the destruction of the environment, to the extent that it's threatening the food security in these communities that do have gold. Because if you come to Abrim, for example, a lot of these communities, because of mining, because of this illegal mining, galamseyers, now it's threatening the survival of these communities because some of these guys go, to buy the concession. They pay you off, have access to your farms, and then destroy your farms, and then start, digging for gold using the champagne and all, mining in waters, and that's what we're all against. The consensus is that all the political parties, all civil society organizations, religious groups, and all that, all of us sitting in this room or on this table, we've agreed that illegal mining is a no-no. So what can be done? What can we do as a country to curb what is happening? We did proffer solutions. Dr. Baumia suggested, this gold catcher. Gold catcher is popular in South Africa. It's a system where you can use, without mercury, you end up still leaving the environment intact, and then you just go for whatever gold that you want. And that's what we want to encourage in Ghana. Soldiers have been deployed in the past, but we've seen that they've not worked. This idea of deploying soldiers have not worked. It's not worked. I was amazed when I saw on TV about 2-3 days ago that the Minister for Mines had gathered some youth, over 100 youth, and then they've adorned them in Adidas tracks and then white T-shirts, and then giving them the authority to go around and monitor our bodies, our water bodies. And then I don't know whether the mandate is to also report those who were involved in this illegal mining. And if soldiers have gone and have failed, are we sure these young guys, because those who operate these legal mines have access to guns. When you go there, when you go to some of these sites, there are people who are protecting them. They have macho men with guns. And if you look at the caliber of people who have been deployed to go and then monitor these water resources or water bodies, are we sure that these people can do the job? So that's been the concern. I think that this idea of using the youth, this 19, 20, 21-year-old, guys to do this thing, it's to me, it's far-fetched. Let's get them. Let's get the military back. Let's use drones. Let's go for the financiers, as we've all, I agreed on. Because at the end of the day, it's the financiers. They are the people who are making sure that this situation persists. So if we don't do that, and then we play to the gallery, people will march, they will dance, and then you are deployed, we will come back to square one. We will come back to square one.
Okay.
So let's get our acts together. For this, you have a bipartisan support in Parliament, both majority and minority. We all agree that galamsey is bad. It's affecting us as a country. It's increasing the level of poverty in Ghana because swaths of land are being destroyed purposely for people to mine or to go and prospect for gold. Now, recently we read a report in Parliament where even cocoa production is falling as a result of galamsey. It's affecting our livelihood as a country. It's affecting our existence as a country. And I think that we can do better than what's been done now.
Okay. Let me
just say that. So sometimes I get amazed at some of these comments, especially when it comes from my brothers on the other side. But before I deal with that, let me respond to a few things that were said.
Okay.
We didn't ban all licenses. We haven't banned all. We didn't say we should ban all licenses, and we haven't introduced any new law. We are just enforcing the existing laws, and that is the results we are seeing now. That we have taken over 7 out of 9 forest reserves. My brother was saying soldiers have been deployed in the past, and it didn't work. It didn't work because the soldiers had no authority to deal with the caliber of people who were involved in the mining.
And the president has said, and the young guys can do it.
See, you are thinking that the fight against galamsey is all about using guns and fighting. No. See, gathering the right information and what have you is also part of it. But let me say this.
Okay.
The soldiers have not worked in the past because they didn't have the authority, they couldn't gather the authority to deal with the caliber of politicians that were involved in the mining. President Mahama has said he will not shield anybody. He will not shield.
Do you know the caliber of the politicians? Name us and tell us.
Oh, but it is not from you.
No, but you are saying
what's his name? The man who was put in charge of, is it Kusi Boating or what's the name?
Put in charge of what?
No. So, excuse me, I'm just mixing up.
Okay, give me a moment.
The professor that wrote a report.
From Pomboat.
Okay, give me a moment.
I'm just quoting his name.
Give me a moment. I'll come back to you. Just hold your thought for me. Let me speak to the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners, the PRO, Arafat Suleimana. He's joining us on phone. Arafat, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I hope you're good.
Well, we are doing well by the grace of the Most High.
Okay. You represent the Ashanti region, the Ashanti region chapter. What is this revocation of licenses, small-scale licenses from December 7th? Conversation around that. What do you make of it?
Well, the caveat is what is important to us.
Okay.
Assume I started processing my licenses way back in 2022.
Yeah.
And then, say, after December 7th elections, my license was signed. Then immediately change of government comes in. Then I hear the license has been revoked. It becomes unfortunate for me. But in an instance where license applications have been put through after December 7th elections, and by 7th of January 2025, it has been approved, it's problematic. Possibly, political persons have been given certain licenses, or people of interest in certain people have been such licenses. And with that, we probably that would not viable. But in a case where and that is sitting in the minister's office for 1 year, then finally, and then the license booked again. That is boring. And so we were considering that after the legal change that happened, right? So we started to find out the situation, but as now there's not enough explanation as to why such licenses have been revoked. So for now, we are waiting for to understand why this has happened.
The minister mentioned that some procedures were not followed, due processes were not followed, and they intend to actually take a look at that. Is that
Yes,
what was given as we?
Yes, so like rightly said, if such license, because if I had started applying my license way back in 2022, let me take you through a bit of a process. If I want to apply for a small-scale mining license, I don't just go to the Mineral Commission and begin our application. First, I do a search, trying to find out where there is a blockout for small-scale mining. I will now go into the communities to find out where such areas are, located. And you don't just go in there, you go with staffing, possibly a surveyor or a geologist who knows about when it comes to mining. You pick your bodies, you come back to the Mineral Commission, do a legal search, indicating that area is available for mining. Within this process, you are also going to do your sampling to know the mineralization of the area. There are community entry, what they call it, requirements you also go through. So it's a bit of a tedious and a long process.
And you went through all of those processes?
Yeah, you go through all those processes. Through to put through your application, and then you go through all the steps. So when there's a recommendation from the minister indicating that you've been approved to get a license, before the license is prepared, and then it goes back to the minister's office, then the signature will be appended. So let's assume I've gone through all this. For all this, so if the minister is seeing 30 processes, fair enough, watch it. And that is why we are, as seen the license go through after the December 7th election, and within less than a month or so, such lines were approved. If his case is justifiable, fair enough. But in the case where I have applied way back in 2022, awaiting my license, finally I get my license and then my license booked. It's unfortunate.
You told us the process you went through in getting your license. Now, after going through all the processes to the Mineral Commission and all of that, at what date did you get your letter that you can proceed on working?
No, you see, you don't get a letter of working.
What do you get? What's the approval that now your processes have been approved, so you can go ahead and mine?
No, even when they approve, you don't go ahead and start mining immediately. You have to go for the EPA as well. And now there's a new law that also indicates that you have to go for a water use license as well from the Ghana.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a time when you were doing yours, not now, or not some of the things that have come up now. When you were doing yours in 2022 that you mentioned, the processes that you went through, at what point were you approved that you can go and mine? Or you have not started yet?
No, it depends on the load of work within the ministry, the commission. Within 90 to 120 days, your license should be almost ready. However, it is actually the prerogative for the minister whether to ascend to the license immediately or not. All the process, after being followed by the commission, it goes to the minister for approval.
So in your case,
it depends. And so, like I said, since 2021 through to 2024, we have a lot of licenses locked up at the minister's office that hasn't been approved.
Okay.
In thousands. So this number, like I said, we would like to know the caveat to which these licenses are available. I think it's less than 200 licenses that were signed within that period. If these licenses are part of the over 4,000 licenses that we are aware, renewals and new applications that are locked up at the minister's office, if they are part of that crop, I think it's unfortunate. But if it is license put through within that 1 month period, and the minister has a problem with it, fair enough.
So have you started mining yourself before the revocation?
I've been mining, yes.
Okay, so you started before the revocation came, right?
No, my license wasn't part of such licenses.
Okay.
My license wasn't part of such licenses.
What are the concerns of your people right now? You represent the Kumasi chapter. What are they saying? What are the steps you're going to be taking?
We are alarmed.
This issue.
In fact, currently we are consulting. 2 days ago, we were in a meeting with one of our lawyers trying to find out some of the issues that are coming up. For instance, we've heard of the corporate. Laudable, this is already in the law, where miners could be grouped into cooperatives and then given licenses to work. So it's actually the typical case of the quote-unquote community mine. However, there is unfortunate instance where we find mining in communities and not community mining rather. But that is not the case now. So cooperatives is already in the law. Where miners, and we have set cooperatives already within most of our areas. We have some around the exits of Obuasi. The BNE has been there for a very long time. Some parts of Eastern has been there. So, well, we don't have issues when it comes to doing things and doing them right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't have issues with that.
Yeah, it was the next thing.
Our purpose is to get the sector formalized and actually impactful to the society.
Exactly the point. It was the next thing I was going to ask. When you guys meet in your meetings and all of that, do you guys sometimes think about the effect of what the excess of illegal mining is doing to the nation? And you guys really have? Oh, I think we lost him over there. That's Arafat Suleimana over there. Second. No, you will. We'll try and see if we can wrap up with him when we get him back. He's the PRO of Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners, the Kumasi chapter, Arafat over there. Let me get you to finish.
The Ashanti region.
The Ashanti region chapter, yeah.
So, the minister said that I think people are not, paying attention to that a small-scale mining review committee has been put in place, chaired by Alhaji Yusuf, his deputy. And that those licenses that have been revoked, if anybody has any cause to believe that he has been dealt with unfairly, an avenue has been created. Now, this committee is not just looking at the guy put a figure to it about 200 that were put through after December.
Why don't you do the auditing first? Then those who are found culpable, then you revoke. Why do you do it the other way?
Well, how did you do it the other way in 2022?
Kwame.
Kwame. That's why I say, so when it comes to mining and education, I'm not going to take lectures from the MPP. Oh.
Yeah, but the continuous referencing to what he did.
The past.
When you say you want to
let me continue with what I'm saying.
Move on.
Let me continue with what I'm saying. So they have and you heard from the man who just spoke, that about 4,000 licenses were locked up. So throughout 2023, 2024, these licenses were locked up in the minister's office. He's not even sure if the 200 that were issued or so, that were issued after December 7th were part of those 4,000 that were locked up. He's not even sure about that. So you lock up all these licenses that in the process. When it gets to the minister's office, it's left with just a signature. You don't do it as soon as you lose December 7th, then you sign licenses for about 200 people. I mean, please. Let's get serious in this country. So I think that at least when we did this, we have created an avenue for them. If you believe that you have been dealt with unfairly, if there's justification that you started your process of acquiring the license and maybe you got some pre-approvals and perhaps your file got to the minister's office perhaps in 2023 or 2024 as the early part of 2024, as the gentleman said, fine. The committee is there to review those things and then make those amends. But having said that, I think we should allow the government to deal with illegal mining, because some of these things, the entire, and you read from the minister's statement that, the entire licensing regime is going to be looked at again. Because sometimes the concessions that have been given to people, those same sites are being used for illegal money. And when you accuse, you confront those people who are been given licenses, they say it is illegal people who came there at night to come and do it. So all that is being looked at to make sure that when we give you a place to mine, you are responsible for whatever goes on in those sites.
Okay.
There's training component in it to train people as to how to mine responsibly. My brother was talking about, you know, how it is done in South Africa.
Gold catcher,
yes. So you see, so we have some agreements. Okay?
Let me support you on this. Let me support you. You know, in South Africa, they don't tolerate water mining in river bodies.
So we shouldn't tolerate it here.
But then if there's an old pit, and then you want to go and then explore, then it's up to you. Even with that, when you are caught, you'll be dealt with. If there's an Zamazama, they are called Zamazama. Like what we say, galamseyers, they call it Zamazama people. So you see people, you know, an abandoned pit, you see them going to explore whether they can get some, you know, so that's, and people even end up losing their lives and whatnot. But then, in one of the messages that you read, KMJ, somebody raised something about what is happening in the communities where NDC executives, because the DC...
Yeah, there's a video the person shared, but...
Yeah, because we don't have district chief executives. Yes, we don't have district chief executives in place. The NDC executives have, you know, they are going on a rampage. They go to a site, they've started collecting monies, royalties, and all that. I think that the police now in these constituencies, these districts, are helpless because they are scared. If you are not careful, you'll be thrown from wherever you are to somewhere that you don't want to go. You know, so everybody is just minding his or her own business as if nothing is happening. So we can't sit in Accra, make all the noises, say all the beautiful things, and yet when you go to the communities, you go to the towns and villages, you see illegal mining going on, and then the police are there helpless, you know, without doing what they are expected to do, doing what they are supposed to do. I think that it's high time we stop playing to the gallery. You know, videos, people jogging and wearing Adidas tracks and all that. Let's rather go to the ground. Somebody also raised the issue of the Kempinski meeting. You want to deal with galamsey. The key stakeholders are not in Accra. Because I'm not an Accra boy. I don't know. Do we mine in Accra? Is there gold in Accra? But then, rather, you go to Kempinski, you put some people together, and then you say, these are the strategies that go to the ground, go to the key people. When they wanted power, they took cameramen, they came to Joy, they took cameramen to the river bodies, and then held press conferences there. Why is it that now that you are in power, that you claim that you want to stop or you want to curb this menace, you rather now go to Kempinski? Now you're a bourgeoisie.
No, but you see...
So you go to Kempinski to do this. Come to my community. Come and meet the chiefs and people of Abrem. And the chiefs and people of the Brave North. I'm saying come there. That's where the problem is.
Why
come and meet
the energy ministry to Accra because that is where you have oil.
I said come there, take our concerns.
The fact that there's a meeting here doesn't mean that yes, that can be.
Come there, take our concerns and then put our concerns into action.
And who says
not going to Kempinski
and who says that is not part of what they are doing?
Drinking Kempinski.
The fact that they had a meeting in Accra does not mean that they are not going to go to the mining area. In fact, the task force that is working, out of, from which we have achieved these results, the minister put out the results that he has achieved so far. The task force is in the field working at the moment. And he gave specific figures as to what they have been able to claim so far. So are we saying that, if in 2024 we had 9 that had been taken over, now 7, we have just 2 left to rescue from these illegal people. Are we saying that that's not something that is commendable? So we have only been in power for 60 days, and our water bodies is beginning to show that there's some work going on. So it will not happen overnight. it's not going to happen overnight. But at least something is being done, as opposed to previously when it was just getting from bad to worse and was just all over the place. So at least something is being done. And I think the government should be commended for what it has achieved so far. Okay. And let's not forget that this revocation of these licenses that were issued after December 7th is all towards making sure that before we issue these licenses, certain things that the committee is coming up with, like training and what have you, we have gone through those things, because even the mining they are doing, they are leaving a lot of money on the table. A lot of gold is being left on the ground after they have moved through and said we have mined this area, because it's not being done properly. The right technology is not being used. All that is part of the new training that they are supposed to, be introduced to, and how to mine responsibly to ensure that our water bodies, there's nothing wrong with mining. Small-scale mining. It's just that you don't do it in a way that will pollute our water bodies, that will create problems for, the communities. Okay. And so all that, when government is doing that,
we have to commend the government to do it.
Let's allow the government to do that.
Lawyer.
And I know lawyer is going to say before he says that we should go after...
conjecturing? It's mine.
Where people who are funding it. And I think that if the people who are involved in putting these... processes and procedures in place, this is something that we should all look at. Of course, we all know that some people are behind and pushing the money. Those people have to be dealt with. I don't know whether the Rambo-style invasion, is the way to go. But however, we should get to the bottom of it and ensure that these people are brought to book.
Okay.
I think that will help.
Has he finished?
Yeah, so...
You can finish the lecture.
The minister, before he came to Kempinski, as Honorable wants us to understand that Kempinski is a posh place and he shouldn't have come to Kempinski to have a press conference. He has traveled around the country, hasn't he?
Thank you.
I've seen him in areas where he had indicated that
he did the Kempinski Fest before.
Under no circumstances are they going to allow galamsey to go on. Once he was given the mandate for being the minister, he went round to some mining areas. And by the way, he has intelligence on the ground, doesn't he? Intelligence give him information. As to whether he had the meeting in a cubby hole or he had it in his office here in Kempinski, is neither here nor there. It is the content. What I expected from my good brother, Honorable, talking about the young people they have brought in, add value to it. What can we do to make it possible for these young people to be able to do the work they are supposed to do? Should we add the army to them? Yes, let's add the army to them, because some of these people have guns. And let's train them properly. That is what I want to hear. I don't want the if or but. It's not helping any of us. It's not. If it so happens that these people are trained well, these young people can go out there and they don't fall into galamsey themselves, then we are starting something, can't we? Look, for me, one of the major responsibilities are our chiefs. Where I come from, Asante Mampong. Yeah. My chief, keeper of the silver stool. Yeah. Nana Osebonsu. You dare not bring galamsey to his land.
Saint, he used to be.
You dare not bring galamsey to his land.
Exactly.
Ban any, try it, and you see what happened to you. And in Ghana, we don't fear God, though. You know why?
What do
we fear the deities.
Well,
yes, fear the deities.
They will strike you.
Yes, yes. If he tells you, we are Jantuah, you will stop. You will stop. The chiefs have a huge responsibility. And I think government should look at them to make sure that The patriotism that we are looking for starts from there. Because galamsey, is it done in the urban areas?
No.
It's done in the rural areas. Who are the handlers of the rural areas? Our chiefs. I expect President Mahama to call all the chiefs, have a deba with all the chiefs, and even those areas where galamsey is going on, read the right act to those chiefs.
He engaged with many of them during the campaign.
Read the riot act. That was campaign. You are now president. You have the power. The Constitution gives you the power. Read the riot act to the chiefs. It's not a question of solve. Once you read the riot act, follow it with implementation.
Because most of the chiefs know.
Let me tell you something. If President Mahama fails in his bid, to do all the things to correct this nation, if by 2028 we don't see a modicum of improvement, this country will go up in flames. Why? People are fed up of the way politicians don't take some of these things seriously. Let's give it to President Mahama. He started well. The question is sustaining how he started. And if any of his people step out of line, you're out. Let them know. Because he said, President Mahama said, Abaye di botechino. What does that mean? Whatever we are doing that they hit the MPP with, they will also hit us with it. So let's do things right. It's important. Number two, I think we need to sit down as a country. The entire Ghana cannot be a mining pit. It's not possible. We've got to a stage where we need to demarcate areas for mining. We've got to that stage. Right now, 3/4 of Ghana's land mass is said to be covered in oil and gas. If we discover oil and gas in this 3/4 land area, are we going to say we are only going to do oil and gas? Are we not going to demarcate the areas we can do oil and gas? Even in America, the largest producer of oil, do they drill all their oil? There are certain areas they don't touch. But most importantly, and all this has got to do with employment. If we are not putting the right protocols in place where people want to mine, people want to do oil and gas, if we don't put the right protocols in place, where in Nigeria has the whole place been damaged? Port Harcourt, is it Port Harcourt? No, it's not Port Harcourt.
Abuja.
It's not Abuja. It's in the south. It's a place in Nigeria where oil has just spilled over everything and spoiled everywhere because everybody left other minerals and went for oil. Ghana cannot go down that line. Let's structure it. And it's the structure that is missing. Let's structure what we are doing. The Minister of Mines and Energy should sit down and say, look, this process that we are doing is not, let's structure it properly. And we should get support. I keep saying, NDPC should be the focal point of Ghana's projects and all that. Should be the focal point. Yeah. They should be independent. They should be an independent body. They shouldn't be under the president's independent body where the development of a country is based on them. Right now. Okay. Right now, NDPC, you give them plenty of time to talk.
Hold a thought for me, please. No, you go ahead. Let me finish up with the Arafat. Arafat, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so what is your message that you want to give to the government with regards to this issue?
Issuing licenses is one of the surest ways of fighting illegal mining, since it is easy to trace people who were declined than going out and mining. We also believe that you cannot fight illegal mining without being part. Our task force has been all over done a lot. It has actually a witness to what our task force has been able to do. So I think the media could help with us pushing that the government should allow us some amount of authority to also be able to fight illegal mining. Having followed the discussions on the panel, one thing that is a bit unfortunate for us as within the spaces, people talk for small-scale mining, but people don't talk to small-scale mining. And it's a bit alarming because if you don't understand the sector, we really know what exactly is happening. We have large-scale mining companies engaged in open-pit mining or the alluvial kind of mining. In the end, their excesses is attributed to small-scale miners. And this is very common. Talk of the forest reserves, the water bodies is very common. No forest reserve would ever be issued to any small-scale miner. And every small-scale miner is very aware that forest reserves are no-go for small-scale miners. So these are usually caused by large-scale companies. In the end, we suffer the brute. So we plead with the media, the political parties, and then most of the commentators on the media. Let's engage. They should get to understand a type of mining doesn't define a scale of mining. If I am a alluvial or an alluvial miner, it doesn't mean I am a small-scale miner or I am a large-scale miner. My concession would then define which form of mining I'm engaged in. But the model I employ doesn't define my scale of mining. And we all need to understand this. This is one of the issues that is a bit troubling for us because continuously it keeps causing challenges. Fighting water, what do you call it? These people mine on water bodies. Our task force has always been leading. Very for instance, last year we did a lot of work. We ended up getting our commander for our task force shot. He was at the 37 military hospital for over 3 months, battling for his life. There was no media coverage for that. But he had helped reduce the stability level from 14,000 assets to close, I think, was it 900 or so. If you go to Ghana, they'll give you the statistics. Why is it that our task force is not getting encouragement or it's not getting the subsidies to fight the illegal mining? It is not that, fighting the water bodies is not about being on the water bodies. It's about anybody whose excess operation gets into the water body and gets it, what do you call it?
So Arafat, if I'm following you, are you saying that most of your people who are doing the small-scale mining are not involved in the galamsey?
No.
Your people involved in small-scale mining are not
there's one issue.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, this is the issue. There's a very thin line in between what illegal mining and an illegal mining is. We've branded it as galamsey, all right. But
yeah, I understand that aspect of it, but I'm saying that, are you saying that none of your people, your members, are involved in that? We're looking at the excesses, by the way. There is the possibility
of some people. Usually, in every household, there is always the hard one to deal with. Definitely, there will be some people who might, in secrecy, be engaged in, what do you call it, illegal operation methods or unethical methods of mining. But what is the executives doing about it? Your PR, what are you doing about it? That thing line you're talking about. We've been fighting this already. If you come to Amasia West in Ashanti, if you go to Amasia South, currently we are constituting the task force of Amasia Central. We are doing Adanse. And this is it. Our task force is already fighting. We are going around supervising every miner or any of our members we know to make sure that your operations doesn't contradict with the law. Because it is up to us to fight and protect the sector. This is our livelihood. So destroying the sector means destroying our own livelihood. So our destiny is in our own hands to fight it. We are only praying that political operatives don't come and destroy our, what do you call it, industry, because usually it is the case. Sometimes we try very hard to stay away from the political commentary to make sure we can still diplomatically have an understanding, see how together we can fight the illegal mining. It has given us a very bad name.
Arafat, how do you describe the small-scale mining that you're doing? What does it entail?
What does it entail? As in, is it the model?
No, just a definition of what you mean, what you do as a small-scale miner. What does it entail?
No, small-scale mining is still mining. In Ghana, the law, what differentiates between large-scale mine and the small-scale mine is the size of your land. So a small-scale miner can only be issued a 25.02 acres of land.
For the small scale, right?
For the small scale. Anything beyond that is a large-scale operations.
Okay. Interesting. I'll let you go, but thanks for joining us this morning here on the show. We appreciate your time.
Thank you too for the opportunity.
Great. And that was Arafat Suleimana. He is the PRO for the Ghana National Association of Small Scale Miners, the Ashanti chapter, who joined us this morning here on the show. Lawyer, let me let you.
There's many questions we could have asked the gentleman. Many questions we could have asked.
Our time, I've got about
yes,
5 minutes.
We don't have the time, especially what they are doing about those members who are also practicing galamsey. At least give us some examples of what has been done. Don't be only interested in your small, what, is it 25 acres? Is that what he said?
Yeah,
small scale.
25.
Yeah, 25 acre bit. But I still maintain we've got to demarcate small scale mining areas. The entire Ghana cannot become a mining pit. It cannot become a mining pit because people then feel that they can go in so far as they identify a place, small scale mining. Before they identify a place, small scale mining, and then what happens to that small scale mining? They get Chinese to be part and parcel of what they're doing because they have small scale mining license. The Chinese bring in money,
and then the
excesses start. It has to be policed and policed well. That is what I'm expecting from this new government. Police it well. Police it well. Put the structures in place. The law should work. The regulator should work. Anybody crossing the line, we are out. As my brother said in South Africa. Why don't we hear the kinds of things we're hearing here in South Africa? Why? I still maintain, and I'll always say it, if they have bazookas, we should have a policy of shoot to kill.
Shoot to kill again.
Yes. If they have bazookas, that is the only thing that would frighten them. Ghana for you throw war. Your mother and father, grandmother go, hey, Kwame, pachonko, we kill a few when the VRA spillage happened. Why did it happen? It happened because we wanted to save the integrity of the dam. If a few people died, fair enough. It is sad. But it's for the good of the country. Few people should be shot in the leg. If not shoot to kill, shoot to maim. Shoot them in the leg. Because, you see, the one thing we are not really looking at, they are killing us. Water. Water. We all need water. Two things we need in life, water and air. They are polluting the air, the water too, they are polluting it. Will we live?
I'll do some small Facebook messages and then we're done for this morning. I don't know if we have the messages yet. And then we're done. But let me say a big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise. And they made Newsflash possible. You can also go and get your phones and your CCTV cameras, your air conditionings and all that from them. And so please do well and go there. The number is on your screen. So just call them and they'll show you some of the branches that you can get into as well. Now, galamseyers says, KMJ, the NDC guys have taken over the galamsey after they won the elections. Greetings to Honorable Charles already from Abrem. That's galamseyers. And let me go to this one over here from Timothy. And Timothy says that, good morning. Revoking small-scale mining licenses is a positive step to further protect our water bodies and forests, which have suffered significant damage since the issuance of these licenses. Consideration should be given to reviewing all mining licenses granted under the former administration. This is because it was after that we saw massive destructions of our water bodies and forest reserves. So all the licenses must be revoked. This would help ensure responsible and sustainable mining practices. And then this one is from Master Plan, and it says, you have been to power. You have been in power for only 60 days. Wow, is that why? Is that what the NDC is telling us now? Please tell my uncle that they have 359 days left. They should keep sleeping and procrastination. Ghanaians will hold them according to their promises. Anyways, this your Thursday panel should be fixed. Intellectual analysis always. Master Planner Junior in Kintampo sent in that. Well, they are the ones who come here every Friday, so they'll continue to do so. Let me go here and see some of the messages that think I've skipped. Okay. Ken Harrison says a country called Ghana. Okay. Rainey's Brima says, why not even ban the importation of these machines? Because we have a lot of them in the country and they are not helping us. Aaron Babako says that good morning to you. To address corruption in society, it's crucial to implement comprehensive anti-corruption measures. This includes establishing robust oversight mechanisms such as independent anti-corruption agencies to monitor and investigate corrupt activities. Additionally, promoting a culture of transparency and accountability within government institutions can help to prevent corruption from taking hold. Now, Slide Grace says the NPP is a party full of dishonest and violent personalities. Okay, this is your opinion. Let me go to Asaman Kese. Sami Boachi says that Okitechi Efifa-Mensah has faced intimidation since the NDC came to power, and we, the youth of Ghana, strongly condemn the national security's actions in detaining and intimidating him. These actions constitute a serious infringement on press freedom and an unacceptable attack on journalists' fundamental rights. This act erodes democratic values and breaches Article 21, 1A of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, guaranteeing freedom of speech and expression. President Mahama should safeguard press freedom and prevent such incidents. This is not the leadership we voted for. Press freedom of expression, start with Okitechi. Okay. Let me go to this one over here. It says, KB Shrohoga. That's, which language is that? Charles Owusi-Forson says, what is the NDC man saying? What has happened to the NDC chairman at Tunkwa area who stopped military men from entering the territory? Okay. Tariq says that the smart ones will never support idiocy. That guy is a nation wrecker and should be treated as such. Okay, I'm thinking he's making reference to the Okitechi message that was sent. Pretty much that'll be all for today. I think it's been released. It was taken over by the NIB, the security, national security, but I think it's been released. We're not aware of that yet. I think that we're yet to know what exactly the reason was. I think a woman also posted a video of him attacking two people that he said were tailing him. Apparently, the woman says that they are the children. Those people they are just back in Ghana for holidays, and so they had no connection with tailing him or anything like that.
I expected you to be even in red in solidarity with Okitechi Efifa because it's one of your own.
Of course, and I've spoken my view on
today.
This,
they've come for him.
This on social media.
Tomorrow they'll come for you, KMJ.
No, press freedom under any government would fight for. I mean,
yes,
for that one, it's not even a matter of who is involved. Second,
is he press?
Yeah, she's a journalist.
He's a journalist.
She's a journalist.
Yeah.
With who?
He's worked with some
So who is he with now?
And radio stations.
Who is he with now?
Now he's doing his own thing.
Yeah. And what did he go and say?
That's what I'm saying.
We don't even know what is.
But if you don't know, then you can't conclude that he's
that arrest.
But if first of all, he's my brother.
What I'm saying,
freedom. No, this has nothing to do with being a sibling.
No.
This has nothing
so I
to
wish
do with
him well, and I hope
being a sibling.
that if he hasn't been released, he'll be released soon.
It is wrong.
Okay.
We all
that will be a wrap.